kind of a different scenery for our post-game interview from last night, Game 1 versus Hastings. Kind of an exciting one, throwing it back to our season opener with them. Unfortunately, didn't go our way like our season opener, but it was still exciting nevertheless. Maybe give me a little bit of thoughts now that you've had the night to kind of recollect a little bit about the game, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I thought it was a great game. We battled, our offense battled all through the night. Unfortunately, we had to battle to come back. We gave up a lot of free bases last night. We killed the momentum quite a bit that we love to live on, and we made a couple crucial mistakes late in the game that I think probably cost us the win.
Cool. I think one of the bright sides to our night was our hitting. It seemed like we had we were kind of just speculating what our lineup. That's just something we like to do before the games. We had a lot of big bats in the lineup last night, which was very exciting. We had 3 home runs. I think that's the most we've had in one single game all year. You have to correct me.
I think it's tied.
Or it's tied. Bramani came in, hit 2 back to back, and then Brock Reinhardt right after him in 1 inning hit back to back home runs. So very exciting. It seemed like we had a lot of momentum. Coach, maybe speak to me a little bit about momentum last night, where you felt like we could have had a shot and then it fell flat.
Well, we started out the game like usual. We were I think it was 4 or 6 to 1 or something early on.
Yeah.
So really felt similar until, we got a couple runs again, then the momentum came back. We fought hard. 7th inning, we had guys in scoring position. Our first guy, first and second, no outs.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6 coming up. I mean, it couldn't have been worked out better. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the sacrifice bunt down to move the guys in scoring position. We popped it up, and I think from there we kind of fell flat on offense. And then the following 2 innings, we just kind of fell flat. So I think that was our momentum key and our huge momentum change right there. We had guys in scoring position, no outs, back-to-back singles. Here we go. We're going to get some runs, and we kind of blew the sacrifice attempt.
Sure. Coach May, we usually use, from what I've seen, more than 2 pitchers every game. We use 2, kind of our more stronger arms in Fisher and Nick. Can you speak to me on their performances individually and what you saw from them last night?
Yeah, first I'm proud of both guys. Fisher didn't have his best stuff, and on those days you just got to focus more, and you got to really compete on those days. I feel like he competed. I just feel like he didn't have his best stuff, wasn't in the best of counts. And then Nick McCullum, he came in and kind of had a rocky start, but when he found it, he was great. And that kid, he's a competitor, and he's an all-star, and that's the reason for it. He's got some good stuff, good mentality, and good tempo on the mound, so I'm proud of both of those guys.
Yeah, you spoke a little bit about Nick's tough start, but once he settled in, he ended up having 6 Ks. He leads now the league in strikeouts, I believe, unless that hasn't been updated. I think you spoke a little bit about it last night, Tyler. So some nasty stuff from Nick. I was actually in the dugout. He seemed pretty upset about his performance. Did you talk to him a little bit? Maybe give me some insight on why he was so upset about it.
In the game of baseball, if you're not upset at something that didn't go perfect, then you're never in the right game. And he always wants to be better than the day before. He was a little upset because he came in, just felt like he wasn't ready. Not enough good pitcher counts. Got in a lot of bad counts early on, and that's something we've really been trying to work on, and so that's why he was upset.
Cool. He's number 2. Okay, thank you for clarification. A little bit of a remembrance back to our last series with Hastings. They have supposedly some pretty big bats, very high scoring affairs in the last couple games that we played with them. How are we going to go into today with this doubleheader to hopefully kind of diminish some of their bats and hopefully throw them off balance a little bit?
Number 1 goal is to minimize today. We got to stop the big innings from happening, especially early and often. Give our offense a chance to get ahead early and then make pitching a little bit easier for ourselves.
Sure. With the doubleheader and with us pitching 2 of our bigger arms last night, how are we feeling on pitching? Do we think that we have some people are going to need to step up? Maybe give me a little bit of thoughts on that.
We do got some people that need to step up, but so far lately, guys been put in different roles, and they're starting to get better and get more comfortable. And so I think today is another reason that'll have to happen for us to be successful.
Awesome. See you guys. What do you got?
3 home run night. You guys take batting practice nearly every game. Was there something that looked different in batting practice?
You know what? We kind of just minimized batting practice yesterday and made sure we took our correct swings, we did the correct approaches, and we worked on that. We kind of just minimized things instead of going in there and free hacking like some people have been doing. We kind of set a routine, and it went well yesterday. I thought we hit the ball great in BP yesterday too.
I'm going to interrupt Tyler real quick. I was talking to Coach Nolan earlier when we were doing some of the field stuff. He said we're not taking BP today because of the doubleheader. With that question, just piggyback, how are we going to get past not being able to do BP and get ready for the game today?
It's no different for us. You know, the team is going to continue their same approaches. They're going to go in the batting cages and work on their same swings, and hopefully we get those timely hits today.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.
15 runs allowed and 12 runs on the Trappers side of things. On a high-scoring game like that, what do you have to say to pitchers that may be coming in the game in a night in which the opponent's bats have been hot?
Get ahead early. You got to get strike one, because if you get ball one, that average ratio from ball one to strike one is huge, and so we got to get ahead. And I think if we get ahead, we'll be successful.
There was a jump in costly errors last night than from the previous games. Does that go back to confidence, or was that just an off night in the field?
I still think the players have confidence. I think it was necessarily just a game going a little too fast at times, and guys just need to slow the game down.
Yeah, to speak on that a little bit, I think our first 7 innings were fairly quick, and then the last 3 were definitely a lot slower. I think, to your point, I think that would be very helpful for our team to really kind of get back into the game and keep their momentum.
Answered with 5 runs in the 4th inning, and we talked about it with Western Nebraska, but they answered right back with 2 in the next frame. How are you able to keep momentum even when they strike back after a big inning?
Basically, you just got to have trust in your teammates that you're going to compete all 9 innings, and I think once you have a pitcher that establishes that and the whole team rallies around that, it's a good day.
Largest deficit of the night was 8 at one point. You cut it to 2 in the 8th inning. What was the energy in the dugout like heading into the bottom of the 9th with a 3-run deficit, knowing that there was a chance to either come back, tie, and walk it off?
From my point of view, it was, we've been here before. We can do this. Let's have faith in our guys and just go get it.
Bottom of the 9th inning, there were a few pinch hitters that came into the ballgame. Can you speak on the strategy of putting those guys in those positions?
Just a better matchup. And we had previously said that we were going to try to use some guys in matchup situations. Just I felt like it gave us a better chance to win.
Sweet. I have nothing else. Maybe final thoughts going into today's doubleheader?
Just from my perspective, I know this is a different interview. To piggyback off what you said about Joey having a big night, he's the first player here at the field today.
Yeah.
I mean, he got here when we got here, so that tells you kind of the mindset. Just keep going every day. And so I just want to say thank you to all the fans and keep coming out.
Awesome.
Yeah.